If you need to score 120 or higher in the Duolingo English test, and you keep using words like I think, I believe, I prefer, it's going to be quite hard for you to get that score. So in this video, we're looking at 10 high-level words for giving your opinion so that you can get 120 or higher. So, let's get started. Hello, I'm Francis from Last Minute English. So today we're looking at opinion words. And here's just a quick reminder about why this is so important. Let's look at an interactive writing question. So this question says, why do some people choose to work alone while others prefer collaborative jobs? Okay, so that question is not asking us, is it right or wrong? It's asking us to give opinions, our own opinions and the opinions of other people. So it's really important to have some high-level words to talk about opinions. Now remember that question, because at the end of today's video, we're going to look at that again and we're going to make a really high-level answer for that question with some of these words that we're going to learn. So the first word we're going to look at is bias. Bias. So bias is when we have an unbalanced view. We really favor this thing or we really favor this thing, and we can't look in a fair way and make a fair judgment or have a fair opinion. So for example, you might say, it's important to recognize our own biases when discussing controversial topics. Okay, so our own biases means where do we have an unfair opinion? Another situation we would use bias is if we're talking about football and we think that the referee really likes one of the teams, and so all of the decisions are helping that one team. You could say the referee has a bias towards Manchester United, for example. The second word is standpoint, a standpoint. So this is like saying a position or a perspective, but it's just a little bit more unusual. So if you can pop this one into your answer, that's going to give your score a little boost. For example, you could say, from a financial standpoint, the project seems highly risky. And that means looking at the money from a money perspective. Okay? Standpoint, nice little word. The third word is advocate. Advocate. Now be careful here. This one is the verb. There's also a word which means like someone's lawyer, and that is advocate. That's the noun. But if we're using it as a verb, we say ate, like I ate my dinner. Advocate. And this means when you argue in public in favor of something, you say publicly, I support this thing. So for example, you could say, the senator strongly advocates for stricter regulations on social media usage for children. That's a quite complicated way of saying, this senator thinks that children shouldn't be allowed to use social media so much. The fourth word is contend. Contend. And the stress is on the second part. Tend, contend. And this means that you are arguing for something. You're like in a debate and you're saying, this is my opinion. I contend that, and then you say the thing that you believe. For example, you could say, some researchers contend that online learning is as effective as face-to-face teaching. The next word is favor. To favor something. This is another verb. And because we're doing the Duolingo English test, we're going to show you this one in the American spelling, so V-O-R. If you are like learning British English, which I always think is a little better, then it would be O-U-R, but D-E-T is more American English, so it's better to spell it V-O-R. It's not super important, but that's how we've shown it to you. Anyway, to favor something means that you prefer that thing. This is like a higher level way of saying prefer. For example, you might say, I tend to favor practical solutions over theoretical approaches. And that means I prefer doing things like in real life instead of just thinking about them or writing about them. Another really useful opinion word for your Duolingo English test questions is oppose. 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 So this is another verb, and it means when you are against something. So it's kind of like the opposite of contend or advocate or favor. So oppose means that you think that thing is wrong. For example, you could say, many students opposed the introduction of the new school uniform policy, which means the students said they didn't want that. They didn't like the idea of having to wear a school uniform. The next one is a hard one. I'm going to show it to you on the screen, and I want you to tell me, or at least have a try at saying, how you think we should say this word. So here it is. Have a look. How do you think we say that word? I'll give you just a second to think about it. So it's ambivalent. So there are 4 parts there. Ambivalent. And ambivalent means that you have mixed feelings about something. You don't really oppose it, you don't really favor it, you think it's sort of, yeah, it's okay, or it's not really anything for you to worry about. For example, you might say, I feel basically ambivalent about the decision. It's not something that will really affect me. So now you've got some great words that mean like supporting something, being against something, and kind of being somewhere in the middle, not having a strong opinion. The last 3 words we're going to look at are all about how strongly or not strongly you feel about something. So the next word is, how do you say this word? I'll give you another challenge. This is a hard one. What do you think? How do you say that? So that's vehemently. Vehemently. So vehemently means you really strongly, very, very strongly have that opinion. And one extra detail here is that vehemently is usually a kind of a negative thing. So generally it will be you are against an idea. For example, you could say, Nora vehemently argued against the proposal, mentioning several problems that it could cause. So she was really strongly against it. And then word 9 is cautiously. Cautiously. And this is like the opposite of vehemently. So if you cautiously agree, it means that you are not totally sure. You don't want to say, oh, I completely agree, but you think maybe you agree. So you're not like totally in the middle. You're not ambivalent, but you're not like totally agreeing either. You're somewhere between those two. For example, you could say, well, I cautiously agree with that idea, but I think further evidence is needed. So we're saying, I think I kind of agree, but we need to find out more first so that we can be more sure. And then the last word is sincerely. Sincerely means that you do something or you believe something in an honest way. So you're not like trying to trick anyone. You really agree with this thing, or you really disagree with this thing. So you might say, I sincerely believe that this approach will benefit everyone involved. So we're saying, I really think, I truly think that this is like a good idea. Now in a second, we're going to look at that question from interactive writing again, and I'm going to show you a full answer using some of these words that we've learned. But before that, let me just remind you that if you are preparing for the DET and you want to make sure you get a really high score, particularly if you only have 2 or 3 weeks to prepare, our DET preparation course is the perfect thing for you because you get the full video course, 12 hours. We cover all of the different question types, and you get our DET practice platform where you can do unlimited practice of the different DET questions, including writing and speaking questions. So if that sounds good, check out the link below. So let's look at the question again. The question said, why do some people choose to work alone while others prefer collaborative jobs? And let's have a look at an answer. So we could say, some people favor working alone because they enjoy independence and the ability to focus without distractions. From this standpoint, solo work can also give more control over tasks and the flexibility to set your own pace. Others, however, contend that collaboration promotes creativity and problem solving by taking advantage of a diverse range of perspectives. Many people advocate for teamwork, arguing that it builds stronger relationships and enables the sharing of responsibilities, which can reduce stress. Of course, personal preference may also depend on an individual's personality or past experiences. Recognizing these biases can help people choose work environments that fit in with their strengths and goals. Now, we've used 5 of our high-level words there. You don't need to use that many. You don't need to force them in. But just dropping 1 or 2 into some of your answers will definitely help to improve your score. So there we go, 10 high-level words about opinions. I hope this has been useful. I hope from now on you won't just have to say, I think, I agree, I believe. You'll have more choices. If you've liked this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And good luck in your DET, and I'll see you next time.